Hello again. Since my young channel has had plenty of manipulation of objects, but very little moving about, thought it was maybe time for a field trip. So my family and I went into Northwest Ohio to a little small town used bookshop, which, as you can see, has its own inner sanctum, holy of holies, religious book section in an inner room. And it had quite a selection, which selection has decreased significantly since this video was taken because I took them home with me. A Jerusalem Bible might have been tempting a few days ago, but I just happened to pick up a copy in what I presume is imitation leather for free at my local Goodwill. Probably more about that later. Anyone still have a VCR? Here's another Phillips translation, which suddenly I'm seeing everywhere. I was also a bit tempted by that Methodist Book of Discipline. Let's take a look up close at a few of these. This looks nice, and that name at the bottom can be taken care of thanks to some instructions from Thrift Store Bibles. Thank you, sir. I've wanted a Thompson chain reference for a while and don't have one yet. Sadly, someone's been using a blue ink pen, and the binding seems to have rebelled against that mistreatment and is giving way. I think I'll leave this one here. Here's something I'm not familiar with. The Companion Bible. King James Version. Essentially abridged King James. They've got the creation narrative crammed into one paragraph. Not really for me, although I'm a little curious what that Bait of Satan book is that I keep setting Bibles on top of. Here's a Bible that has character, as St. Joe might say. The mustard yellow, the embossed cover. A lot of color going on here. This is the Light of the World edition, which has, in addition to the King James text, an awful lot of extras at the end. We have center references. And at the end, there's a pretty hefty biblical encyclopedia and some other helps. I've not seen red print quite that red before, I don't think. Its yap is in not the best of conditions. But who among us can't say our yap has gotten us into trouble from time to time? Here's a curious little book. NRSV, New Testament, Psalms, and Proverbs, in a cardboard slipcover that is impossible to remove with one hand. Kind of a neat form factor here, but it looks kind of like what your waiter brings your check to you in. The fake leather's flaking off a little bit as well. Got an inscription from 1994. It's a Cambridge Bible. Interesting, but not for me. When we left that thrift store, we headed to the Basilica National Shrine of Our Lady of Consolation, which was just a short drive away. So not playing favorites in the Catholic versus Reformation ongoing battles, we decided to do both in one day. It really is a magnificent building. I apologize for the poor camera work here. There were parishioners actively praying at this time, and I didn't want to be a bother or to show disrespect. So I tried to keep a healthy distance. Get close enough to this shrine to take a picture and read the inscription, which says, "All ye that pass by the way, attend and see if there be any sorrow like to my sorrow." It's very hot inside. We had a few windows open. We decided to stroll the grounds a little bit, which were also very lovely. And then it was back in the car for the drive home. Hope you enjoyed this little tour of our field trip. Maybe you'll join us again sometime.